2011 was a record year for apprenticeships in adult social care. That explosion in the number of apprentices is due to the support of frontline managers like Anne Dunn.
I actually brought a new lease of life to Fieldhouse. We've worked hard as a team, all of us. It's not just them, it's the whole home, the residents, the managers, the other staff that mentor them, and it's a team. You've seen the girls today. They are absolutely glowing. I am immensely proud of them.
Anne manages the Fieldhouse Care Home in Church Stretton near Shrewsbury. Her team support the daily needs of 20 people who live there, so quality training is paramount to Anne.
I started going into schools about 3 years ago. And the first thing I found out with youngsters is that they didn't really understand what the care environment was. It wasn't just about the care. The apprenticeship scheme is also about working in a kitchen. It's also working as a maintenance. It's the whole teamwork as a link.
That view is shared by former teacher John Stone, who is a new resident at Fieldhouse. But he has already noticed the commitment and skills of the apprentices who work with him.
I didn't appreciate that there were apprentices when I first came here. The trainees themselves, they're always in a good mood, they're always happy. First thing in the morning when a lot of us aren't at our best, and even last thing at night when in fact they really ought to be at home in bed, you can ask for something and people will still stop and they'll bend over backwards to do whatever you need, even though it's way past I should be in my car and off home, this sort of thing.
The team of well-trained and motivated apprentices work closely with the relatives of the people who live at Fieldhouse. Janet Corson's mother, Gladys, lives at Fieldhouse.
Now, with the apprenticeship scheme that's been running here for the last few years, we're more than happy. I mean, we're very content with the homeliness, the efficiency of what happens here.
If you don't know what you're doing, accidents can happen. You can become short-tempered. You're frightened. So the apprenticeships feel that they've got somebody backing them all the time. And to me, that is a very good thing.
The training the apprentices complete gives the Corsons much needed peace of mind when they go home.
Well, my mother's been here now for 14 years, which is a long time, so they have watched the deterioration, but there's never enough. They're all very good on their patience with her because she does need, well, care 24 hours a day, really, you know, so, and her short-term memory, her long-term memory, so she's got to rely on what they see to do for her, and which they do.
Fieldhouse is part of the Barchester group, which offers care support across the UK. Barchester have developed their own apprenticeship programme that takes apprentices to degree level and beyond.
Barchester's in a very unique position in terms of we actually employ the member of staff before they start their apprenticeship. They then can start their apprenticeship immediately on employment and work through a very structured career pathway. Because of our structure involved in the whole apprenticeship programme, our staff stay with us. So our retention levels are much higher, so cost implication as well.
There is also a strong business case for developing an effective apprenticeship programme. But for Anne Dunn, there is a huge amount of personal satisfaction seeing her apprentices grow and develop their knowledge and skills.
They go to college, they see a degree or something, and they come out of there's no job. What I do is I go in and say, right, if you have an apprenticeship scheme, you have a job at the end of it. You're earning money, so you're enjoying the job that you want to do in the first place. You're learning, but not only that is you can progress. If you put in the time and the effort, sky's the limit.
But the real value of using apprenticeships to train staff is to make sure that people who use the services have a real choice and control over their lives.
I'm used to being totally independent, and I see the same with lots of other people. They're still very independent-minded, but they do need help. But in fact, it comes to them kindly and graciously and all the rest of it, without being too embarrassing, you know. It's a very difficult note to strike, actually, when people are still very independent-minded, but they do need help, you know.